Hi there, I'm Johnny Recher, and I play Feder on Demon Dayz, an actual play podcast. Special thanks to Gordon McAlpin for creating the artwork for our show, and to ArcKnight for providing us with minis and props for the table. That's ARCKNIGHT, and a hearty thanks to you, our audience. We've heard the feedback and are upgrading our audio soon, so please be patient. Thank you for your support. And now, on with the show.
Friends, fiends, thank you for your patience. I'm back to let you know what happened to poor Yusuf. Did he die? Did he not die? I'll tell you, but first, I need to give you a detailed history of the gods of old Valdarian. You see, way back in the beginning of... I'm just kidding. Let's get right back into these demon days.
Okay, tie's off, and I'm gonna try to tourniquet something.
Tourniquet? Okay.
Anyone? Okay, great.
Anyone want to help?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah, anyone want to help me?
Yeah, I'll help you. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll go with...
I'm not good at this at all.
Shit. So that's, 13.
Not quite. Roll another one.
13.
Yeah. You are just unconscious. You guys... You notice it's starting to stabilize a little bit. You're unconscious, but you don't have to worry.
100% taking credit for this. I will roll deception. I will...
Yeah, you can. If you want to roll deception.
Oh yeah, I am 100% taking credit for this.
Anyone who wants to compete that, roll insight.
Like I said, I am not helpful at this.
Yeah, I'm also pretty beaten up.
I mean, it's a 21 on the deception.
Okay. As far as anyone knows, yeah.
So I go.
Are we sure that that's everybody that we've kind of defeated?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure
that
there's
we've
not
seen
someone...
so far.
Yeah.
You can do another.
Sorry,
Do a quick perception check.
Yes, I'm going to.
Yusuf.
Only a 5.
Yeah. Smack. Low DC. There's no one else.
Okay.
Hey, are you there? Hello?
You are in a haberdashery.
Right,
A store.
think there's like a 24-hour pharmacy? Or...
If you want to roll an investigation
Go get
check,
a beer and dump it on his face.
Can I give him advantage?
Yeah,
for
go ahead,
that
give him
one?
advantage.
Yeah.
Or do you want to roll yours, or I'll roll with advantage?
Yeah, roll. Yeah. My guys hate me right now.
Non-natural 20.
Natural 20.
Non-natural.
Non-natural 20.
Yeah.
One of the aisles you happen to notice a couple vials and a couple of things that look medical in nature.
Okay. I'll
Kind
run
of over, kind of closer to the hearth over here, the one that's on the hearth.
I will run over and grab something and come back.
You can see a medicine kit and a lesser healing potion.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna pocket the healing potion, and I'm gonna pocket the healing potion and bring the medicine kit back and be like,
It's a rogue for you guys.
maybe this will help. Maybe there's smelling salts or something.
Does anyone have advantage on medicine and like
Nope.
The guy passed out on the floor,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. I would say with a
No.
disadvantage, someone can take the lead and try to patch him up with their lack of expertise.
That
With
would not be
disadvantage.
me. I'm gonna rifle through the drow that I just cut in half.
Wow, man, everyone's...
I'll do it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Go
why
for it.
not?
Hold the thought on
I'm
that.
not helpful.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, so 9 plus whatever your medicine is.
Just 9. Damn it.
You are able to get him
This
one
is
hit point
baby
back.
powder.
Yeah, you're able to get 1 hit point back.
Okay.
It's not a perfect thing, but you manage to kind of use the medicine kit. There's some smelling salts in there. You can kind of take care of the wound a little bit, but he's still a bit rough shape. But his eyes kind of flutter open a bit, and he coughs. A little bit of blood coughs out.
Taking a short rest.
It is nighttime too, right?
Taslin. Yes, it's the equivalent of like 11, 12 at night. I would say, Taslin, since you're looting the drow, you get 15. There's 15 gold pieces on her person in a little pouch. You also kind of going through her shirt, and there's like tons of hidden pockets in the armor and the shirt itself and the tunic. You see a folded and torn piece of paper, which opens to reveal a wanted poster with her likeness on it, in that same unreadable text that you had before when you were talking to the Asimar soldiers, that same kind of command thing, but there was that same type of text. And you also see an onyx figurine. A few extra daggers, they're all ornate, and a small vial of poison. Well, if you want to do a medicine check on it, you can see the status of it, but... What? Did you realize you could do something cool that you didn't do?
No, I realized that I have a +3 to medicine.
Wow, so she just almost just let you
Yeah.
expire of her own.
So here's the picture. In your medical expertise, you watched the monk who is okay with it. There was a lot of things she could have done better. But you didn't even
Really critiquing her style there.
No, you weren't even paying attention. You were busy rooting around. If you had seen it, you'd been like, "Oh, you could do that," and give him an extra.
I'm going to the bar because I hate these people. Like, straight up.
What did I do?
Not you. You're fine.
But yeah, so
Sure,
that's
I will attempt to find out what the poison is. That is a 21.
21.
Yep.
It's a poison that's not quite activated, so it's missing something to kind of
Okay.
be potent, which is why she didn't use it. But it's the beginnings of a much deadlier poison.
And you said she has 2 ornate knives, right?
Yeah, like 2 extra daggers. They're
Okay.
ornate. They're kind of gnarled and have like this kind of spirally design on the hilt.
There's a couple of those to go around. You know, I don't hate a dagger. I was looking for more. I say as I go pick mine up from around the room.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the throat of the half-orc.
Just as while this is at the bar, I want to walk over and just lean down and be like, you know, they really get stuck in sometimes. You know, if you throw them really hard.
Meditate by the fire.
You know what? I'm just like trying to start a lawnmower. Like, you know,
You grabbed just a random bottle of spirits that
Yeah.
it was like completely full next to one that was smashed. It's a little bit sticky.
sometimes you throw so well, like it's almost into the hilt.
I go to the fire and I just start meditating. But like with really heavy, pissed off breathing. Like,
Right. Well, I feel like I could use a drink. Everyone else?
I raise my hand as I pull myself up and sit down at the table.
And it just,
next
your
to me.
body hurts.
The onyx figure that she had on her, is it something that like I recognize, or is it just like a...
It's just a old figurine of a panther.
Oh, okay.
Anywho, stiff drink, then while
The audience can't see that, but you need to explain what you did.
Nothing. It's fine. It's meta. It doesn't matter.
You
It
said
has
got
nothing
rid-
to do with the story.
Yeah.
This is Drew reacting to a black onyx figurine of a panther.
I'm going to
Rub my nipples.
And we're at 11?
We mixed one actually. She did one earlier, so we're up to 12.
Oh, okay.
Snort track is at 12.
Snort Tracker is at 12.
Click.
So while the short rest is happening, because I don't really need it because I didn't take any damage in that fight, so I'm doing okay. So I want to do a couple.
Yes, I will take a drink, please.
So you guys are going to do a short rest?
Yeah,
Or,
but
should we do it? It's nighttime. We've been traveling all day.
Let's do a long.
You know,
long
there
rest.
are free beds upstairs.
yeah,
I'm sure.
But before things get away from us, we never got that food. I'm a little upset about it. I'd like to just kind of toss the bodies real quick and then maybe figure out if the proprietor's tied up in the basement or something.
who are you tossing first?
Yes, I will take a drink.
Okay. What's your poison? And I'll just grab whatever.
Bring me a mead.
Okay.
While you guys have a drink, I'm just gonna meditate so I can get my key points back. It's very important to me. I'm also very mad.
Okay. So each grab,
I'm gonna go back to. I'm gonna go to
becoming a Super Saiyan.
the two that I killed, the prosthetic guy and mustache, and I'll go.
Probably the spirit over there.
Listen. Do you want to see what the orc had on her? You did most of the.
Heavy lifting.
No.
I have 3 bodies here. That's a lot to go through all the pockets. But if you okay.
So, Fenner, you're going to the fellow who you ankled.
Yeah.
And he has 5 gold on his person.
Ankle-nator.
He has a small journal. You leaf through a little bit. It's written in fluent common, and you see the person referring to themselves as Tilde, and just talking about the day's activities, ledger things. Like, it's kind of an all-purpose journal of here's how I felt today versus I sold 16 bottles of this. There's also a similar wanted poster, this time with his face, Same celestial text. Who was the other person? You did the mustache man?
And mustache.
There's 8 gold in this person. There's also a heavy cloth in the pocket that as you pick it up, you realize it kind of sticks to your hand. It's a little bloody. It's wrapped around a severed ear. Doesn't look human. You also see a key, like an actual physical key with a paper attached that says cellar. You also see a serrated knife that's bloodied and a small ledger with recipes. And that leaves the other 2 left.
Well, he's doing that. I'm gonna turn and walk over to chick I speared into the wall.
Okay.
And as I do that, I'm gonna make my sword go away.
Okay. In a flurry of black feathers and mist, it kind of fades away, and then the mist returns back to the mark on your hand.
Looks like I've got a book of recipes here. Journal belonging to Tilde, who I believe's name was
Swanson?
yes on the sign on the way in. And anyone read Celestial? I believe this is a wanted poster, but I'd love to see if there's any monetary value to it.
If it's a wanted poster, it probably is. We should hang on to him.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm guessing because of the picture and the font, but I can't really read it.
Since you're over near the person you speared, are you going through their
Yes, I'm going through their belongings.
Okay, you see a pouch of 20 gold pieces, a plain obsidian ring on her finger, also a wanted poster. This one's different though. It's hers and the half-orc's faces drawn on it. They look happy, kind of in a mischievous sort of happy. It says, wanted for murder spree. See the steward of harvest for reward.
Well, this might be something.
Yeah, more posters.
You also see a sketchbook with very beautiful drawings of various women's faces, each one with the signature Tilde on it.
You said there was a journal from Tilde?
Yes.
Well, I apparently have a sketchbook.
And these are beautiful drawings. They are beautiful renditions of women's faces.
The same Tilde? Different Tildes?
Well, how's yours spelled?
Well, no, not the pictures. Is it the same
no,
woman?
they're different. They're different women. These are gorgeous.
A lot of Tildes, anyway. All right.
They're not all Tilde.
I'm
it's
assuming
Yeah.
all this stuff belonged to the same person.
Okay.
And just now that things have cooled down, I do want to kind of give you reintroduce you to the place. Just sure. You've been away. You take stock of the Haberdashery once more. Not having had a lot of time to absorb it since being attacked. It's equal parts mercantile, inn, tavern, confectionery, and you see a few mounted exotic animal heads, trophies on the wall. And now that you see the picture book, you also know some more there's some paintings kind of tucked away of women's faces as well. There's the confectionery bar, which there's alcohol. There's also some candies, and a few of those jars have been shattered with the Eldritch Blast and melted, so it's like a melted Jelly Rancher goo over the glass. Where you guys were at the table, that's kind of like a tavern area. A few tables, chairs fit for a host of parties. There's kind of a couple doors off toward the back there that say inn. There's a kitchen to the far end where the mustachioed man was at, and there's a pot of food there.
I'm gonna rifle through the pockets of the half-orc.
The only thing, there's not much to her. She doesn't have a whole lot of possessions other than that sword, and you try to lift it. It's ridiculously heavy. You do notice another obsidian ring on her finger. You notice an obsidian ring on her finger.
I've cooled down a little bit from the fight.
Okay.
So I feel like rejoining the group.
All right.
Liz, I found this ring. Have any interest in it?
No, thank you. I have one already.
All right.
I saw you. I heard you found a key earlier.
Oh, but did you though?
I can listen while I'm meditating.
Are you trying to keep it a secret that you found?
I 100% didn't mention it.
Oh, I thought you did.
Yeah, I 100% did not mention it.
He mentioned it because he was reading off what
Gotcha. Now I'm keeping it straight. Do we think Tilda's still here?
Well, I did find this key to the cellar.
Okay.
And I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I pause mid-drink.
Probably nothing down there. But
Yusuf finishes his drink and stands up, puts his hammer over his shoulder, pulls out his sword. It's like, we should probably search the rest of this place before we decide to go to sleep.
okay. Well, I was at least gonna look at the shirts. I could use a coat.
If it's gonna get bloody again, you should probably wait.
That's fair. But I mean, before we go, who knows what's down there or whom? Should we at least sit for a minute, catch our breath?
I mean, I definitely need to.
What does a short rest entail?
It's about half hour to 45 minutes of just.
And what does that do?
You're not doing any activities. You can converse and things like that. But
Right, but
You have hit dice.
I see what you're saying.
It's your,
I can roll those.
it's
right?
your hit die up to your level. So
2.
Got it. Yeah.
to get
I misheard
hit
what you were
points
saying.
back.
8,
Eight.
6. I will take those 14 hit points back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check the kitchen and see if there's food.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't kidding about
Let me know
being-
if there's bodies in there.
You see a kind of a generously sized cooking pot that has a stew in it. It seems pretty warm. There's not really much heat anymore, so it's starting to kind of cool down a little bit, but it's still
Right.
warm enough to the touch. And it looks like just a meat stew.
I have some of that.
Okay.
All right, cool. So I'll come out. 4 bowls balanced.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit. It takes you a little bit to find it. Kind of similarly how the silly man, he didn't know kind of where things were in the kitchen. You just kind of like you go one cupboard, 2 cupboard. This seems like a well prepared place. Very homey.
I feel much better after eating.
Oh, do you think they poisoned the stew?
I hope not.
We all get real sleepy and
I say I hope not as I start eating my second bowl.
Well, they very possibly could have, but this poison that she happened to have on her wasn't quite finished.
Fantastic.
So you guys kind of feast on the stew. It's pretty delicious. It's got a good meaty texture to it. A little stringy, but
Yeah.
the broth and the stock kind of soften it a bit.
In this,
What if we're eating Tilde?
oh, fantastic.
Oh no!
No, I
We
mean,
very well could be eating Tilde.
You see,
She's not very good. That's a shame.
and were anyone to look at Feder, like, there's not maybe a ton of a reaction to that.
Yeah.
At least not one, and then he realizes, and then maybe overdoes it, like, oh, eating people. Oh, gross. Anyway, so
Did you happen to practice that at home?
Insight bonus.
I will
think you
I
need
will
one.
roll.
He was way-
I will roll deception against that.
Okay. That works.
Oh, weirdly, no. 7.
Yeah, he's fake as fuck.
Were you to look too deep into it, it's not really anything that he's done, but culturally, it doesn't really.
Well, that's
You get a
what
sense that
I-
more
just
of
like,
his,
Did you practice that at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a sense more of his infernal heritage. Kind of, he's probably spent more time in his demonic plane than the material plane, and has bounced back and forth. So he's used to things being that grotesque.
Meet at a central table and be like, right, so 13 gold, wanted poster in Celestial, severed ear, very exciting. Got this cool serrated knife, which I wouldn't mind adding to my knife collection, and a book of recipes from the kitchen. And then this obsidian ring, that's what I have on my side.
I have an obsidian ring too. So maybe they,
Matching pair?
yeah, let's see. I have 2 of these ornate daggers off of her. I only need 1.
Sure.
So,
Fantastic.
right in there for you.
And the knife doesn't actually like stick in the table too much. It just kind of flops over. I mean, these are good tables. They got some good craftsmanship.
Fantastic. Really? No, it's a nice table. Cool.
Damn fine craftsmanship.
Well, here's the sketchbook with all the drawings. Mm-hmm. They are quite good.
Yeah, you notice a bit. There's a few with like sad eyes, happy eyes.
Is anyone in, or any of the pictures in the book, either of the women, the 3 women that attacked us?
Oh, here?
Yeah, like towards the back. Assuming that these are perhaps guests or customers.
We haven't moved the bodies, have we?
No. Yeah.
So we're just chilling, sitting, eating stew
Again,
amongst
I'm
a series of
Again,
bodies. Oh my God, I need to do this.
Feder is not phased by that at all. He just casually steps
You
over.
Get to the last page.
Uh-huh.
Interestingly enough, quick roll an investigation.
Sure.
All of us are
Just him. He's looking through the book.
Or if someone wants to help,
I'll help.
then I'll roll with you.
Yeah, Chasm kind of hops over there with you and checks through the.
19.
Do you have to be proficient to help in something?
No.
It would be if you have no arcana at all.
Yeah, if it's something like that where it's like you have no expertise, I won't let you help.
Got it.
That'll be like well, your help won't do anything.
Yeah, but essentially it's like we would either roll individually or one of us would roll with advantage.
Got it.
So 19.
Interestingly enough, yes, the drow is on the last page, and very striking detail. And you can see she put a lot of thought into the lavender eyes and seemed to be very fixated on that. But it's a pretty accurate representation. Taslin's kind of helping you leaf through the pages before. Taslin, you see your own face. In striking detail. And flip a couple pages and you see laces as well.
Whoa.
Well, she's got a thing for the ladies, that's for sure.
Also, Apparently you two have been here before.
No, I've never been here before.
What do you remember before we met?
Having a drink at a tavern that wasn't here and then nothing.
Right.
That's why I'm not drinking.
May I remind us all that theoretically a month went by. Can I try to, in her diary, match up to the sketchbook? Like, if there's a certain amount of pages back, can I try to find the date when?
Yeah, just do another investigation. Low DC. You're leafing through the pages. It's more of how long it takes you.
Oh.
Okay, so that's a 16. Let's just see if it's 17.
Okay. You go from the back of the book, head backward, and let's see. You are reading this backwards, so you see they're all dated. You see Atreus 1 in quotes Twilight 895. You kind of see the only note you really see on this page for this date is this horned fella came through pretty big. He had funny feet, hooves, very nice, huge weapon. And there was underlined huge weapon and a smiley face next to it.
Oh dear.
I just turn this around.
You get to the next page. Delen, Delen, 29, Descent, 895. And you get a young tiefling with gazelle horns showed up today. She was in quite a bad way with her headache and all. I helped her fight through that evening, and she was quite grateful. Taught me about chocolate milk, and we had some fun for a day or two. Before she up and disappeared without any warning.
That sounds like me.
Yeah, weird, huh?
I wonder if there's any chocolate milk in the kitchen.
You check there is
Oh,
a...
sweetie, you're so cute.
The next one, Dauber 28, Descent 895. This horned individual had gray skin that was a bit blue around the edges. Horns like a ram. Didn't say much to me. But let me draw her, reluctantly. I was quite constantly whispering to her raven. I gave her some herbs for her head pain.
What?
The next listing, going further back, just 27, Descent 895. This fellow was kind of fancy. Still that horned individual. Had quite a smooth demeanor about him. Almost missed those horns atop his head. Some good hair. Didn't order a damn thing, though. Just sat facing the direction of that blasted mountain. And then, last one, you see, that relates to you guys. Fiscal 3, Descent 895. So, the top of Gris Norvald is glowing green. Kind of a strange thing. My brothers and I were very wowed by the color, but a little concerned at the same time. It seemed to happen every night at the same time around the turn of the calendar day. I watched it many nights. My brothers weren't nearly as impressed. And then a couple days in between that, kind of scattered, not dated. Our guests are getting a bit strange. I'm not thinking too much of it, or, don't give it too much credence, but everyone has their reasons for doing what they do, I guess. Gosh, some of them had garish robes with horrible patterns on them. They sure gave me some unease. I let my oldest brother take care of them with the drinks and stuff. And the rest is all just about other guests that have no bearing on your lives.
At least trying to piece all the timeline together. Have we been able to determine, the date presently? I know a month passed for me.
As you look closer, you see scribbled kind of on the bottom corner, almost like half in thought, about the pulsing green light, Fiscal 3, Descent 895. You get in the sense that the light was some kind of beacon, and it was calling you, and it only took about a month when you got to the mountain. Is the rough timeline of that. Is kind of what you're piecing together.
Like the bugs from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. Light.
Well,
so it looks like
So that seems to be D-Day then, huh? Fiscal 3?
and that's when just it started. The light started.
The light started.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from that, you're able to kind of piece together that when you guys woke up was about the D-Day of it.
Well, hot damn, that's annoying. I'll leave the books down and just be a little annoyed.
Okay.
Because I'm unsettled by this whole thing, and I'm just gonna just do a lap and see if I left myself any thieves' camp markings somewhere. Okay. Particularly around where she said that I was kind of hanging around and staring at the mountain.
Yeah, I can show you on the map and reference as best I can for the audience. It's kind of the furthest table back toward the north in door, so kind of the top
Right, by the rooms.
By the rooms.
Okay.
You kind of check you check underneath. There's nothing there. The chairs don't have anything. But on the kind of the northern corner, kind of on the edge, you see like a little couple gashes, like marks. Not quite 100% what you would normally do in a cant.
Yeah.
Thieves' cant, but enough to be like it's pointing. It's almost like arrows, kind of suggesting like this is the way. Kind of.
Right.
The mark suggests like you would be giving a mark like this a little bit more accurately if you wanted to guide somebody else
there.
or someone.
And I get the sense that orients to the mountain.
Yeah, it orients directly to where
Like
you guys were.
if someone was trying to find me,
Yeah.
that would be.
So it seems like even though you don't recollect it, you had at least enough sense of mind to mark the table a little bit with one of your daggers.
To try to at least draw some.
And it wasn't perfect because it was like, this is an incomplete cant.
Right, it's not the whole.
So I'm looking at the journals that he marked down. He put down while he's going around.
Yeah.
And I flipped to the page that's about me. And can you tell me the date that was on there again?
The one about you. Dauber 28. Descent 895.
And I was muttering to my bird, and she gave me herps for my head.
Yeah.
Didn't say much, but let me draw her.
When you look at your picture, you reference the picture again. It's accurate to your face, but you do in your eyes especially. There's detail in her eyes. It seems to be she's a lot more interested in the eyes in these pictures than most of the other features, but they seem far away. They don't like they're not focused eyes. They're a little glazed. Like the pupils are a bit dilated. It seems like you are.
Would it seem like I was under a spell of some kind?
It looks that way. When you look at it, it's like you would assume that's what your spell under a spell face might look like if you could conceive it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can make somebody be my friend momentarily, so I would know.
There is an element of that, yeah. But again, it's a jarring thing for you to experience seeing your likeness because I mean, this type of detail does take some time. So
Yeah, I'm just kind of like at this point pacing around the table where I found the half-written cant, and I've just started kind of almost reflexively just testing the weight of that new drow dagger, just like flipping it over in my hands.
that thing is
Almost just as a way to like.
it's got a perfect weight to it.
Yeah.
Feels heavier than you might expect, but man, that thing is evenly balanced.
Yeah, but it's almost like just like a, like playing with the cards or a coin. I'm just flipping it over in my hands.
And as it turns, every now and then you can kind of hear a soft, like a little sing of the blade.
The blade.
Like it seems to, sing in the air a little bit more than most daggers you experience.
Well, shit.
I pick up the notebook with the faces in it. Is there any other detail besides the faces? Like, did she draw any backgrounds or anything?
Nope. Just put a little bit of shading behind you guys.
Is it just the ladies that are drawn?
Just the ladies, yeah.
What did you say the key was to?
The cellar?
Is there any door leading down?
Do an investigation check as well as a history check. Kind of combine it to one. I'm gonna.
Both of them plus
Yeah.
nothing, so
And I'll do
nope.
16 in the investigation.
Yeah. You don't really notice anything inside, and kind of like, well, where would a cellar be? And you check a few places, but like, it doesn't make much sense. Feder, you do remember that when you were coming in, you did happen to see something off to the
Like
side.
a storm cellar?
Yeah, that there was a storm cellar kind of off to the side. It was a little buried under some snow.
Best I can remember, cellar's outside.
Right.
Want to take just a perfunctory trip through the rooms, make sure nobody's hiding on us?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna go start this way.
You're going through kind of the southern door.
And it's like,
Can I do the opposite?
Yeah.
Okay.
The northern.
sorry, I feel like we can toss them later. I just want to make sure there's no.
Yeah, you go. That's Feder over there, or Lisa.
That's Lisa.
You go in. You kind of walk into the hallway. It seems pretty empty. You go into the big room, and it's all neatly made. A big, fairly big bed, and a couple smaller ones off to the side, and it looks cramped. Like multiple people sleep in the room, but very well put together. A couple paintings or drawings, framed drawings inside, similar to the pictures in the book, but like there's
Does
pretty
it
sparse.
jog my memory being in any of these, like, in the room?
I'd say a history check.
Okay. 16.
The way everything's spaced, you seem to know where everything kind of is. You reflexively like, oh, there's a picture over there of... When you walk in the room, everything seems in place.
I'll go to this end.
Okay. Yep, the southern room is just a basic room with a bed, a chest for clothing and stuff, and like an inn room. Just basic kind of stock room. Seems empty, unused.
Look any of the obvious places, like if there's a wardrobe, look in there. Or
Yeah,
a closet,
there's empty-
Look under the bed.
It's got the basics in there.
Cool.
Like change of clothes for anyone who might not be able to who might be in a bad way. Like, kind of your basic get-up.
So, that room, do the same thing in the next room.
The rest of the rooms
Boom, boom,
all
yeah.
are pretty much the same.
Okay.
Untouched, and you get the sense that, like, these people who came in didn't stay for long. They got to work pretty quick.
So there's no one else. We don't find anybody else in these rooms. Okay, cool.
They look like pretty nice rooms.
Okay.
Pretty well kept together. Good, like, the doors are sturdy. Not much sound between the walls, and it's a really nice little place. Like, nice little rooms and things.
I don't know. Should we bed down, take a look in the morning? Or
I'd
say you-
rather clear out.
tonight.
Yeah, check it tonight. Make sure we're not going to sleep with someone waiting or possibly dying in the cellar.
sure.
So, going to check out the cellar.
Okay. Yeah. So you make your way through the door. The storm is still going strong. You make your way kind of off to the side, kind of the southeast side of the place. So it's just Yusuf who's going.
I'm gonna go with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Investigation's a proficiency.
Okay. So then so Yusuf's going, Lace's going, and then
Yeah, I'm gonna go. But I'll stop with her for a second to be like, we're gonna check the cellar out. Scream real loud. We'll do the same.
Well, no, if you're going, I might as well go too.
Sure.
so yeah, you make your way outside, bitter cold, fight through a much deeper amount of snow inside the building. Or sorry, east side where the cellar sits. It too is covered with a
East side, west side.
east side, west side. It takes a few minutes to clear it. The wind and snow bite at your skin, putting your infernal blood to the test. The key works as it should, and the padlock opens and drops to the ground, disappearing in the piling snow on the ground. You climb down a set of rickety wood steps and enter a storeroom about the length of the haberdashery itself, albeit with a much lower ceiling. You have to crouch partially to navigate the area. There's no light down here, but with your dark vision you can see a relatively organized bit of product. Bags of grains, fruits, vegetables in good condition, other supplies. Enough down here to provide customers and wait out most of this harsh winter. You also see, as you continue through, you start to see bodies on the ground, about 5 total, and a familiar sense of dread sort of etches its way into your gut. They're all tall, humanoid figures with elongated ears, snouted noses, and thick tufts of hair up top. Before the kind of the horror of the scene can take a hold, you notice some movement toward the back. Closer examination reveals another similar humanoid figure living, gagged and tied to a column post that's holding up the top floor. Another humanoid is tied next to them, but they are not moving. The one that is moving is heavier, taller, heavier set with a shock of pure white hair, which you can kind of gather in your dark vision is white, just because it's brighter than other things in the room. Gentle and kind face, missing left ear. There's blood around the wound as if it's fresh. And you can kind of tell with this dark vision that there's some deep bruising around the left eye. And the person who's tied to the post seems to have sensed someone, and it's starting to kind of shift a little bit.
Hey, it's all right. It's okay.
You go up to her,
Yeah.
and she senses you, like senses nearby, and she's kind of recoiling. She hasn't spoken. She's kind of muffled, like there's something kind of in her mouth, like gagged.
Tilde, not if it's you.
She kind of nods curtly.
I'm sure you might remember us. We're going to let you go.
She's kind of searching. You get the sense that she can't see very well down here.
Okay, so just calm, easy.
Her like the breaths through her nose are like short. She seems tense. You get a very tense vibe out of this.
Do you want to hold her while I cut her down?
So she's she's sitting tied to the post.
Oh, okay.
The column. So she's not like
Not like hands up, hanging.
No, hands
like,
back.
Okay, it's back.
And as she's moving, the other person next to her, who kind of looks a little similar, isn't moving. They're just jostling with her. You get the sense that they're dead.
Okay.
I'll do a heal check on both of them, or I guess medicine. Or
Medicine check on the bodies, the other people, or
No, on her. Like,
her?
I see it's her.
Yeah.
I'll sheath my weapon. Like, Tilde, I don't know if you remember me or not.
She kind of, again, she can't see very well in this darker cellar, so she's looking around.
Is she, like, her arms are bound and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm assuming?
So, like right now, there's just a lot of people in here now.
I'll go around the back and cut her free.
She kind of she kind of falls forward and tries to scramble, but she's still pretty weak.
Take her hand gently.
Okay. At first, she kind of recoils.
Like, put my hand on her as gently, and then take it in mine. I'm gonna put my hoof forward.
Okay.
Put her hand on it, so she can feel it.
Kind of calms a little bit.
And then, like, take her hand again. Put it on my horn.
Okay.
Like, while I'm there, and then with her other hand, I'm gonna like stand her up.
Okay. You'll need to kind of hold on to her because as she stands, she can't quite seem to stay standing.
I'll pick her up then.
Okay.
So I'll carry her out.
And everyone else, you're kind of seeing this too.
Right. I'm gonna start to investigate what's going on down here.
Is your friend still alive? The one who's
she kinda
next to you?
She kind of shakes her head a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to take her up and get her out of the cold.
Yeah.
So I'll take her up and bring her.
Okay, do your investigation check while he's taking her up. And just for the sake of it, not to be funny about it, just a quick strength check on that.
Sure.
Just a little bit heavy.
19.
19, yeah, you're good.
23 investigation.
23?
And investigation.
Yeah,
22.
the most that's different in this place is just the bodies, which you are able to discern are dead. They all bear a similar resemblance to her in terms of snout, ear. A few of them have bits and pieces like kind of carved off of them, a little bit missing.
Snout and ear. What is she?
Do
Yeah, well,
nature check.
nature.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I know in my
Yeah.
head, but I don't want to.
Just very low DC. You probably
9.
9.
15.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Furbolg.
I got 15, yeah.
Furbolgs. Some thirsty ass furbolgs.
So yeah,
I'm going up with you because I'm kind of like, this is the lady who knows what happened while I was
Fair.
being weird.
yeah.
Get her inside. Take her over to the fireplace.
Okay. She's starting to calm down for a little bit, and as you kind of set her down, she points to one of the cupboards. You can kind of tell where she's pointing weakly, and you walk
drink?
over there, and there's you open up, and it's all cups. Like she instinctively knows cup,
Yeah.
and then she kind of weakly points to alcohol.
Mead, ale, brew. Look,
She kind of
cares.
shakes her head, and shrugs. You guys, that's all you notice down there is just the bodies.
Okay.
They do look a little carved at,
Yeah.
and very, very much dead. And there's not really much anything on their persons other than just their clothes. They have a few scraps of paper and some like little tools, things like that.
Right.
Seems like they were the brothers that she mentioned in her diary journal thing.
So, what do you think? Should we leave them down here? Should we take them out?
And it's pretty cold down here, so
They're gonna be okay.
Yes, I think we leave them. Let's make them look a little nicer, though,
Sure.
please.
We'll just lay them all
okay.
like in a row.
Close their eyes.
Close the
Their
eyes.
Yep. As you can tell from your investigation, the only other person here is Tilde. She hasn't loosened up a bit enough to say anything, but she thanks you for the drink. Thank you. Thank you. She says it kind of weakly, kind of hoarse. Like,
do I know with my lay on hands, could I possibly like fix her ear? Since I have the other part of it, could I like sear it back together?
go with what's the deal with lay on hands?
Bless and
Specifically?
touch and heal wounds.
Attach, you said?
Like, because we have the other ear, I'm wondering if I can put it back and then lay hands and,
Oh, I see.
and reattach it.
If it says something along those lines,
I'm guessing no, but you can touch a creature and draw power from the pool to restore a number of hit points. Alternatively, you can spend 5 of your to cure a target of 1 disease or neutralize 1 poison. You can cure critical diseases and neutralize multiple poisons with a single use of laying hands, expending hit points separately.
it seems like you would have to take her to a cleric or spend a lot of time with it.
Okay.
So it would be a multiple session thing of like lay on hands. It was kind of a messy sever.
Yeah. You always stitch it back on, yeah?
Actually, yeah, with a messy sever, it might be easier. You fit it in.
Does seeing her trigger any memory for any of us? Or for me, I guess.
Once you guys come back up and you see her kind of sitting there, kind of huddled, and Feder comes in first. She kind of startles a little bit, like, oh, she's kind of getting more into her wits. And basically, every one of you who just walked back in is like, she's seen you before, but she does startle a little bit more at seeing you, and kind of smiles faintly, weakly.
I'm gonna go sit next to her.
Okay. And as you sit down, kind of on the bigger couch there, she leans her head against your shoulder and just kind of rests for a little bit.
I'm gonna move her tuft of hair over on the side with the severed ear and make her look cute again.
I'm gonna aside to Talson and just be like, you seem to have some knowledge of the arcane. Is there a spell or something they would have tried to do with this ear? Or do you think they were just trying to intimidate her?
Well, there are actually quite a few spells that you can do with an ear, usually not all good,
Right.
but it very well could have also been to intimidate her.
Sure. Because, I mean, this seems like a band of wanted brigands, nothing more or less, but weirder things have happened lately.
The drow seemed to be the only one that had magical ability, but that doesn't seem to quite be their style.
Right.
Intimidation through cutting off their ear, that is their style.
Right.
Since she's relaxed with me, can I ask her? Can I start asking her questions?
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
Yeah.
How long were you down there?
I don't know. I lost. She's kind of having some difficulty still. I lost track.
It's okay.
While she's having this conversation and they're doing this side, I'm gonna start taking the bodies outside.
Okay.
Just so like it's a little bit cleaner for her, and I'll start trying to clean up the blood.
Okay.
Did they say what they wanted? Had you seen any of them before?
No. I never saw them before. They seemed fine. I don't generally pay too much mind to angry faces. Everyone has their reasons for things, but it kind of got me by surprise.
I'm gonna bring her a bowl of soup, and as I'm handing it over, I want an insight check.
Okay.
What she's doing. 22.
22? She's still she's still shook. She's trying to process as if this is all a bit much.
But there's no hint of deception or...
No hint of deception, acting or anything.
Right.
When you do hand her some of the food, she kind of stares at it for a second, pulls back from it a little bit, like recoils a bit.
So
Oh no.
I'm walking past the table that all the fun happened on, I pick up both journals, and I also pick up my tarot cards.
Okay.
Wipe off some of the blood.
They're a little messy, yeah.
Put them back in the deck, and I'm gonna walk over to the fireplace and just kind of lean against the hearth, with the notebooks in my hand.
She kind of, as you kind of get back to the kind of that hearth area and start to kind of hang near it, she does kind of watch you, and more specifically, she eyes the books as you kind of walk over with them. Seems relieved. Her kind of hitched breathing kind of calms a little bit too at seeing those. She interjects. I was going about my business, and I mean, they seemed nice enough. I just can't believe. I don't know. Like, they must have hit me from behind or something. They got us all.
What did they want?
They didn't say. They didn't tell me anything. I mean, there was one guy with a weird hat and awful mustache. And she kind of shudders a bit. Ugh. He liked to cut.
Is that what happened to your ear?
She kind of like puts her hand up there. Seems distant, almost as if she's like realizing this what happened, and she kind of winces. Yeah. I guess he did. I was unconscious for a time.
Who is he?
The man with the mustache.
Okay.
He had that damned knife. That damned knife.
At this point, I've got the bodies just laid outside in a row, and I'll cover them up with snow a little bit,
Yeah.
and they'll start trying to clean up some of the blood on the inside. Like,
Sure.
get a pail of hot water, put it on the fire. wipe
Yeah.
stuff down.
Over time, she starts to warm up a little bit. And she even sits like as one could within the couch. She scoots a little closer to Lisa. She's taking some comfort.
Yeah, I'm trying to get as cleaned up as I can before she leaves the fireplace, just so like it's not blood all over the place when she gets up and walks around her home.
So time starts to pass a little bit, and she's starting to kind of become more into herself and kind of get more of her wits about her.
We should get her something besides this stew, I think.
She kind of, with a slight smirk, she kind of points over to the candy confectionery place. Just kind of points over there, and with almost like not even looking, pinpoint accuracy to the licorice jar that's kind of sitting over near a couple bottles of booze.
Right, well, okay. I'll go grab some licorice.
And as you hand it to her, she kind of takes 4 out, like kind of deftly, and then tosses them into your... Are you still there, or are you still cleaning up?
I'm cleaning up.
Okay.
I'm over here doing
She tosses 3 of them to you, and then just kind of...
cleaning off the door.
She chucks one in your direction,
Death.
and it kind of hits you in the back of the horn. The licorice piece.
Well, I appreciate this, but licorice just isn't my taste.
When in Rome, I'm just doing
Yeah,
It's black or red.
Or
it's-
green or purple.
yeah, it's got a purpleness to it. It's got a purple look to it.
I love purple flavor.
What does it taste like? Purple?
It is like purple. It's got kind of a great berry fusion thing. And it tastes pretty good. And it's more of a homemade licorice thing. So it's kind of a little bit fluffier. And she kind of, it's like, eat it as you will. It's certainly had to restock after you ate all of them. My little monk friend. She kind of shyly says that.
We're in your journals, so we've been here before.
Yeah, you guys came. It was weird. Yeah, you guys stopped by almost In sequence. Blah, 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 blah. You guys stopped by in sequence. It was... I thought it strange. I didn't mind. You guys seemed nice enough.
What did we do while we were here?
You all seemed pretty obsessed about that mountain. I mean, it's a fine mountain. I've been around it. It kind of gives me the willies.
Now she's Southern.
Yeah, it's as best I can do it a voice. I'm not a voice actor, Dane.
I was...
Leave the DM alone. You went Irish.
I was Irish.
Roll for initiative. Just kidding.
Sorry.
She stabs you with the DM blade. The blade of DM. Yeah, no, it was weird. That mountain must have been something for you guys.
It was.
She's going, I'm back behind the bar, fixing myself another drink.
Okay, yeah. She basically recounts the what you read in the journal. It's weird. It's almost verbatim. Like you can tell she wrote it because she kind of talks in that same way.
It's got like her cadence.
It's got her cadence to it, adding things to the very end of the sentence too to kind of revise it. Like, oh, okay, you can tell that journals aren't exactly the most organized thing. But like, what happened with you guys? Like, what? It's weird that you're back here. I am grateful. What happened? A lot of weird people showed up. I didn't much like it. It seemed, I don't know, evil.
That's a word for it. Which direction did they come from?
The ones in the robes didn't say anything much. They wouldn't answer any of our questions. At least of all my brother, any of my brother's questions. They didn't answer them, and we just kind of laughed about it and just made jokes when they left. It's just weird, but out here in the middle of nowhere, weird's kind of weird.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, then there was that blasted quake that happened. That shook, everything shook and gave me quite a fright.
Tilde, do you remember what day the quake happened?
It was, she kind of thinks for a moment, gets a little lost. Either it was the day before, it was kind of like the turn to the new year. We're going to celebrate, and this group, they seemed kind of mean. They came in, but I was gonna drinks on the house sort of thing. I was gonna make a stew and have a fun time of it. That Drow was mighty pretty. No offense. She points to Lisa, or she kind of nudges Lisa. No offense or anything.
Why would I take offense? You are very pretty.
She kind of catches herself, giggling a little bit.
Did the people that came here came on the day of the quake? The bad people?
Thereabouts, yeah, kind of roughly. Let's see, I think kind of after you, she points to Yusuf with the hooves. Kind of after you left. No, not after you left. It was pretty close. It was pretty. She's kind of getting her dates mixed up a little bit, but like a bit after you left, kind of the day before the turn of the year. It was pretty close. There were also there was an adventuring party that came in, and that's where I kind of get mixed up. I was ignoring the kind of the awful looking folk, and then this adventuring party came in. They seemed kind of nice, and there was one. She was kind of beautiful. Again, she kind of nudges Lisa. No offense, again. Tall, an Asimar.
Oh, she was very beautiful.
Yeah, I really liked her. She seemed pretty closed off, though.
Pieces. You just got a lady boner for everybody, don't you?
A lady boner?
She kind of.
No. That was me, not Tasslin.
It's better if Tasslin.
No, if it was Tasslin, I'd be like, you just have a lady boner for everyone, don't you?
Probably.
What is a lady boner?
If you could see a verbal blush, then you would have seen
Yusuf's head pop up from behind a table.
Yeah. I just kind of morosely at the bar mutter to myself something along the lines of like, yeah, what we scraped off the wall. Well, this is all great. I'm going to grab a bottle and be like, I'm going to bed down.
Did any of you find a locket by any chance? On the one lady? Is she okay?
I did find a locket. She has passed on.
Oh, I suppose. Not sure how anyone could have survived the quake. Or whatever was going on over there. Oh. Well, it's not mine or anything. She wasn't looking. I snuck and looked at it. It seemed like it was
gnome.
Yeah, no. I tried to kind of pry it out of her. Again, she didn't talk. I think there might be something there, but the whole party they said they came from Trost, and it's like I get a lot of adventurers from there. And, hook them up, with all sorts of stuff. And there was also a scouting party that came through too. I don't remember when. It must have been when the quake happened or something. Or
More Asimars?
yeah, there was a guy. There was a male one. His name was Brenthal, I think. And then there was kind of a quiet lady.
Brenthal Vash.
Yeah, they seemed to be concerned about the party.
He actually was the one who pointed us your way.
Oh, that's nice. Were they okay? Did they survive?
Last we saw, they were alive and well.
Oh, okay.
Well, breathing anyway.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's just such weird business. I mean, it's probably none of my business, any of that stuff. That's stuff for adventurers and all that, but I don't know. It was weird. And she kind of like perks up, like, I'm so sorry. I'm not a good host. She kind of sits up and then kind of gets up. You take a room. Take a room to sleep. It's getting late. I should get some sleep. I'll throw some breakfast together, and if there's anything you need to talk up with before you leave or whatever, or any other questions, I can help you then. I might need some rest. I think a little.
I think so too.
I think that's a great idea.
Tilde, before we all bed down,
Yeah.
how, if it's not too unpleasant, how did this band get the better of you? Were there more of them? Are there any of them that were here before and are gone now? I just want to make sure that we know.
We count 4 that we took out. There was the half-orc, the drow.
You mean 5?
5, yeah.
Where's the... Oh, Reason.
jeez.
And the redhead. And the mustache.
Yeah, it was just the 5 of them. I mean, we were all pretty scattered to different parts of the place. This place, doing our regular chores. I make my brothers do a lot more of the work because I'm the front-facing person of this establishment. Can't have Svelte or Svetlin. You can't have them manage the haberdashery. I named it after myself.
No, that's fair. So it was just the 5 then.
Yeah, it was just the 5. The drow was really quick, and when they got to me first, which my foolish brothers, they didn't put up much of a fight after that.
Well, what do you think? Do you think we can risk going without a watch?
No, we should keep watch.
Maybe.
I'll take the first if that's okay.
Normally it would be us, my brothers and I. We would keep an eye out. One of us would sleep, one of us wouldn't, and we would trade in shifts. But no. You may need to do that. I keep the doors unlocked. I welcome anyone. It's just my way. I'm out here in this godforsaken place, and I just got to get comfort and hospitality. It's what I do. It's what I have.
I understand. You'll take first?
Yeah.
And I might retire. She says, and she
I'll
starts
come
to,
with you.
She kind of. If Furbolgs could blush, you would notice that, but
My eyebrow raises just slightly.
she kind of acts like she doesn't acknowledge, and then she kind of does a hand, like lower hand, like scoot your ass over here, and then she makes it to her room.
Now, okay, folks. Let's give our heroes the rest and recovery they deserve. And I'll end our story here for today. But let's do this again very soon. And be sure to pour that ale like there's no tomorrow, because we're gonna need it as we delve into more of these demon days.